in the afternoon. My name is Regs Insane Urbex according to this channel, and I am playing fucking Minecraft. So, I built a fort based off an 1800s one, and I've been doing this for quite some years because I am a sad person. However, some much more talented Minecraft player has recently decided to make an 1800s fort and post it on YouTube. I can't remember his name, so I'm very sorry if you're watching this, although I doubt it because you're quite famous. But I thought I'd show one of the forts I've been working on recently. And that's over there is just some weird stuff I made, and I thought it'd be funny to rip off Stampy as a 9-year-old. But yeah, I know I had elite taste, didn't I? no offense to Stampy, it's just like, yeah, ripping him off is not exactly the most original idea. But anyway, yeah, so I thought I'd have the fort on this island, even though I've never been to a fort on an island, but there are some nearby called Who and Darn It, which I'd like to visit, although they're a very different style from this kind of fort. And yeah, it's got the basic stuff you'd have in an 1800s fort, so this would be the magazine, which is just ammo storage. There'd be there's typically 2 rooms, one for cartridges, one for shells, I believe. Then you also have tunnels with firing slits in, which I think is which is one of my favourite parts of fortifications like these. And yeah, then there'd be places on top for firing, although this is my least favourite part of the fortification, even though it's the first part I made. We'll go to the more interesting parts in a second. So, accommodation at the time, 1800s that is, was some little vaults called casemates. I've not really finished this area because I went to work on stuff upstairs. But yeah, these are casemates, they're vaults, and okay, I really didn't finish this part. I thought I'd build a little dock outside as like a way people can access the fort. Should probably build a guard room now. But yeah, now it's time for the main part of the fort, which is accessed through this staircase, and it's lagging, I apologise. And now we're going up a spiral staircase. However, this isn't a normal spiral staircase, because it's what I call a quad helix, which is based off the both double and helix designs which you'd usually see in well, many places, although triple helix I believe has only been created in Dover. And what that means is it's basically multiple staircases on top of each other. Normally they'd lead to the same place, apart from a double helix in Dover Castle, which leads to 2 sets of tunnels, but those sets of tunnels connect to 2 more sets of tunnels. But yeah, here I've made 4. I'll go outside and show you. She didn't want to do that. I swore. I'm edgy. But yeah. So one staircase would start there, one would start there, one would start there, one would start there. And normally they'd all meet up at the bottom, then there'd be some sort of place where they'd all come out, supposedly. Like the Grand Shaft in Dover, Google that. That's the only free triple helix staircase that I know of. However, these ones don't come out in the same place, they actually come out in 4 different fortifications called bastions. And a bastion is, if you Google it, it's meant to be a triangular type of structure, but as an urban explorer, the ones I visited have sort of a similar shape, but they're just cool fucking tunnels. So, I thought I'd build them, and the best ones usually have firing slits, although not all of them do. This is going to be where I'm putting some gun positions because I've only really worked on underground stuff, and I just thought I'd show you the everyday parts of the fort. I put villagers here because I didn't want to get pillagers running around it, but I did want someone to, like, you know, live here or work here, because obviously everyone needs supplies for the fort. So that room there was a butcher's and a place for food. These are more casemates, although I've not put any beds in them yet, which I really should get around to doing. And yeah, anyway, back down to the stairs. That's where I just came from. There's a sign saying lower for access to Crown Bastion. And I think I'll show you Untitled Bastion first, because it's the second bastion I've built. But the first one I built is not connected to the stairs. It's like hidden, like one of those places in Dover Castle where it's like no one's been here for years or something. and decided to like seal it off. So you can only get in on creative mode really, because in survival mode you could do it, but not in real life. If real life is survival mode. So yeah, here's the access point of the fort. Now there's loads of firing slits here because people in case of an invasion on the fort, like through the bastion, there'd be all these firing slits to defend, as well as a gate, because there's an emergency exit this way going into a moat. So it's important to have this sort of stuff, and the gate is inspired by one in Dover Castle. When I'm speaking about Dover Castle, I don't usually mean the public parts, although in this occasion I do. There's a guard room that's Napoleonic, although it's labelled the medieval tunnels. This is a gun room. There are cannons going across moats, and chimneys, which I'm guessing are some sort of ventilation. And here, this is not a firing slit. It's just made the same way. It's a vent for a magazine I built because yeah, some magazines had vents and square holes, and this hole is a lighting passage because the engineers that built this stuff are very resourceful when creating lights. Here's just the firing slit room. Yeah, and downstairs it's a rather similar pattern. You did not notice that floor in my building, except this is below the moat where there's a drop pit, so that if anyone does try to get across the moat, they'd fall into a hole and have to face those slits. And yeah, this is in a lower part of the moat as well. There's also a gate there for emergency escape through a tunnel known as Sally Port. My drawbridge is up, so you'd come out here into this moat, and if anyone was here, there'd be firing slits shooting them, so you'd be fine. However, if you wanted to escape in some sort of emergency, there's this emergency tunnel which you'd obviously open from inside, and emergency tunnels and fortifications like these are known as Sally Ports. And yeah, here's the rest of this bastion, Hudlow Bastion. The name is based off Hudson's Bastion, which is not public, but is in Dover Castle, and it was open a couple of years back, although it has been sealed now. And you can go in it if you get a tour with a group of people called the Friends of Dover Castle. So if you have the money, look into that, because they also let you into some of the other parts. Yeah, that was Hudlow Bastion. Dover Castle, the Napoleonic parts, off-tour parts, are a big inspiration to this. Tally Hall Bastion, it's named after the band, because why not? I've only listened to the band's albums once, but you know. Tally Hall Bastion is the bastion at the top of the fort. It's based more off a different fort in Dover, known as Dover Western Heights, and an area in the heights known as the Citadel, which is the hardest part to access, and I've not actually been inside due to the Citadel being it was an immigration centre, and now it's just heavily protected, and they're trying to turn it into some sort of computer-related place. And it turns out, when it was for sale between like the two usages of the place, some people did pay to get permission in, but we weren't told about that at the time. So yeah, I've not had a chance to go in. Although part of the Citadel was backfilled in the 60s, and it could be accessed through a tunnel under the moat. Although that has also been backfilled again now. But I did go in that part. Quite fun. This is another magazine, and this is an ammunition shaft. So I put something in it. Flip the switch, so let's say I put this, oh no, I made a glitch, didn't I? It would normally be ammo you put in, by the way. Oh, there's already stuff in it, so if I were to turn this on and off, I should be able to go upstairs to the surface level. This is a shelter room, and get some doors, yeah. And they would go in the dispensers and work as cannons, obviously. But this is the one that I think looks best out of the bastions, although there is the one near a private bastion. It's not connected to the staircase, which I think looks quite nice, but it's very snow covered. And yeah, that's just a window for the back of the shelter room. And yeah, so this part is based off the Western Heights Dover. Lots of people get parts of that fort confused. This is not based off Smoky, it's based off the outer bastion in the Citadel. Just in case anyone from Dover's watching, I don't want to spread confusion. What other bastion have I got? Hellfire, there we go. So this is Hellfire Bastion, and yeah, this one is the most unrealistic one. I just thought it'd be fun to have like a large dark chamber that looks like some sort of Napoleonic Helm's Deep sort of room. Helm's Deep's a place from Lord of the Rings. Like, it was not meant to look like Helm's Deep, it's meant to have a similar atmosphere. This way Gandalf says you shall not pass. But when you open the windows, you've got a view across the sea. You can shoot stuff. I don't think there's anything in here though. Why did I open that? You know what, I'll just shoot this instead of using a dispenser because effort. Well, I'm rubbish at shooting. Okay, let me try it this way. There we go, because yeah, it's really normal to get attacks from boats in Minecraft, isn't it? It's not like Napoleonic forts are completely useless. No, I wish they had a use. Well, not really, I just like the architecture. I'm glad, like Napoleonic forts in real life never got around to being used, so it's quite good because it saved lives. But yeah, this is the moat. I don't know why I include access to moats, but William Twiss, who designed a lot of the forts in Dover, did, so I thought I'd copy. Plus I just like building the drawbridges. But yeah, this bastion also has its own magazine. They're rather copy and paste, I guess, but I like to give them their own unique parts. Like this has a small set of guns, or a battery as it would be called, facing out across the snow. Even though I've never built a bastion built in the snow. And tell you what, I'll go survival mode and see if it is possible to access the Secret Bastion. Although I doubt it very much. Yeah, there we go. Big fail. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, I got in. I need to work on that. So here's the Secret Bastion. We'll start in the upper floor. That's a spiral staircase based off of many of the ones in Dover. I mainly focus on Dover forts, even though I'm not even from, well, I was born there, but I'm not even from Dover. A bigger magazine. So I think that one was for shells and that one's for cartridges. I can't remember which way round is which. But then, because the magazine's bigger, it needs its own private tunnels for lighting, which is a real thing. Grain Fort. If you've heard of a place called Grain Tower, which is a tower in the sea built at a similar time as forts, there's actually another fort on the land, just called Grain Land Fort or Grain Fort, and it's got a tunnel like this. I think Simon Subeck made a video of it called Grain Caponia Tunnels. Am I waffling on for this whole entire video? Most likely. And yeah. Let's see if we can get into the main part though. Yeah, here we go, I got into the main tunnel. So that doesn't matter right now actually. Here is a firing slit room. This is the first bastion I built apart from that tiny one that I showed you at the beginning of the video. Crown Bastion. This one hasn't got a name. It did have a name but I forgot it. Typical me. There's a tunnel, like under construction sort of tunnel, but it doesn't go anywhere. Well, there is some dirt here, so if you were to fall down a valley upstairs, you'd possibly be able to get into here. Yeah, this goes absolutely nowhere. However, it does add like some sort of atmosphere to the place. Because when you go to tunnels, there are some places that areas that aren't finished, and you wonder where they could have gone. That's the whole point in this bastion. This is like one of those secret bits that you don't know if it exists or not. In Dover Castle, there's a place called Bastion Level. No one knows if it exists. But yeah, there's some. It's got firing slits facing the entrance. Shit, I built that really badly. And a drawbridge there, which still works, although it's useless because the main door is sealed. So yeah, there's also a tunnel. Oh, there was a tunnel going under the sea to another place, I believe, but cut that off. So I wasn't meant to show this part of the fort, but I thought if I can get in survival, it's worth showing. But yeah, I've basically done the equivalent of getting into Dover Castle Bastion in my Minecraft log, but I made the place, so it's not that much of an achievement. I'm just boasting about my own place that doesn't really mean that much to anyone apart from me, you know. But I think it's quite fun to build these. Plus, it makes red bricks a lot less stupid. Kind of a rubbish block usually, but I like them here. And I believe that's all of the forts. So if I leave through Hellfire Bastion, actually no, I'll just fly around and not and cheat if it lets me. So yeah, this is the fort. I might add to it. I think I could add something here, but I don't want to make anything too unrealistic. I want to just work on some above ground stuff, just some basics, probably more accommodation if anything, because there's 2 barracks down there, casemates, and 2 there. But yeah, I'm quite proud of how this turned out. I've made others. I've made replicas of parts of Dover Castle, the private parts that are rotting and in very bad decay in real life, and my fort clearly isn't good enough because zombies are in it. Here's the fun part. No, I can't be bothered to start a fight on camera. But yeah, that's the fortress. I know it's probably not that much to anyone, but I like it quite a bit. And please ignore the eyesore that I refuse to demolish. That's my rip-off Stampy Longnose. Stretchy something head, I called myself. There's another fort I built right there, made out of stone bricks. There's the first desert temple I ever found there. And yeah, that's the end of the fortifications, although, just to show that it's not just forts I rip off, I also ripped off the London dungeons. So yeah, I might do a separate video on that one day. Oh, I know London things, but London dungeons are more important. What did I call it? The Harb Death Trap. Right, so this, yeah, my town is called Harb. There's not that much here. I tried to make it into like a real town. Some old brick houses, a cafe, a hotel. There's really not much here. Also, where updates have changed stuff, there's places I've built that no longer exist, and in parts of it still exists underground. It's very complicated. Like, I built another dungeon here. But all that remains is the herb. I called the place Harb. What? Oh, and the world's called Harryland because I was sad. My name's not even Harry, it's Harold. And here's the first village I found, which I committed mass genocide on. So I had to repopulate it with spawn eggs. Fun fact. Yeah, I found a really nice seed and I ruined it. Although spawn is ages away. Spawn is absolutely ages away. Oh, there's another dungeon here. Jesus, I may... Right, I'll stop now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day.